Well, obviously, what I do professionally is I organize travel and tours for very discerning kind of clients, people who would like to see the unexplored, people who would like to go and see uncharted territories. That's what I excel in. Obviously, I do the conventional travel, but I excel in places which are lesser known and exotic destinations. Yeah.
So coming straight to your investments, when did you start investing?
Well, as a matter of fact, when did I start investing? Well, I do not know when I started investing, but my brother is very, very financially savvy. In fact, he heads ITC Finance. So I think my dad also started investing for me when he was alive. So I think investment for me has been almost at least a 20-year game, if not less.
What I meant to
But for me, let's say I started investing consciously, maybe let's say in last 10 years time. Yeah.
Okay. So what was the first investment you did on your own? I mean, the decision was taken all by yourself.
I think those are the SIPs which I had done some 10, 12 years back, which are still continuing. Yeah.
Brilliant. So you are holding on to your investment for the SIPs for the last 10, 12 years.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So you are
Of
a
course.
patient and a disciplined investor.
Yeah, because I think that's been the kind of family I come from. It's pretty disciplined. So, yeah, I think discipline is in all aspects of a life. So, also investment.
So was this investment on a gut feel, on a hearsay,
No,
or
no,
on
no, no, no.
proper
As
research?
again I said, I have a very as far as investments and finance is concerned, I'm not quite confident on that foray. So I probably listened to what my brother and my father used to say, and yeah, based on his decisions, and we obviously had my brother's very close friend is a great financial advisor for our family. So he also made certain calls, and I just listened to him and yeah, blindly invested in him because I had little or no knowledge about it.
All right. How often do you review your investment portfolio?
Once a month when you send me this statement.
Why do you invest?
Clearly, because today I'm able to earn, so I know that I will be able to take care of myself and my requirements right now. But 10 years later, I'm not sure how capable or able, I would say, rather able physically to be working so long hours. And as Kunal mentioned, I'm a big travel enthusiast, and I really need to have at least a kitty of 20, 25 lakhs a year just for my travel expenses. So yeah, my primary reason for investing is to ensure that whatever drives me to live, which is travel, is taken care of even while I'm retired after. That's one, because the rest of the things like accommodation and everything is, I think, is already taken care of. So the only thing which I really invest for is my travel needs. Yeah.
So it's like you're investing for creating wealth for yourself so that you can reap benefits when you retire.
Completely. Yeah.
So again, where do you see yourself after your retirement, and when do you intend to retire?
I would love to retire tomorrow, but having said that, I cannot. But yeah, I really look at retiring at, let's say, 10 years, not 10 years, but 5 years from now, definitely, because I think you need to be in good health to be able to enjoy the rest of your life and your money. So I think 5 years from now, I intend retiring, but not sure if that will stay valid then.
What kind of returns makes you happy?
Great returns, 100% returns obviously makes me happy, but I'm not sure if that's a figure which is supposed to be, I do not know. But obviously, I definitely look at returns, and I'm definitely not looking at meager returns. I'm looking at very fat returns. So anything 18 to 20 to 30 plus % on my investments is a good return for me. Yeah.
And how do you measure the success of your financial portfolio? By way of returns?
I think that's the only yardstick to measure, isn't it? Don't you think what you invested and what you have right now is.
So let's talk about a scenario. You have invested in a property which has given you 100% return, but tomorrow if you want to liquidate that property, you cannot, because finding a buyer for a property is a difficult task.
Completely.
But if you invest in a, say, stock or a mutual fund or a fixed deposit, you can come out of that investment tomorrow.
I completely agree with you, which is the reason I have not invested in real estate first, because it's got a lot of documentation which I'm completely wary of. I hate documentation. I hate paperwork. I'm not a paper person, and neither am I a finance kind of a person. So yes, that really scares me. Any kind of documentation which really takes and legal processes, I'm quite wary of. So this seems to be really a smart way of doing it, because I just need to do one thing, which is sign a check, and it's sorted. So yeah, that's the reason I like to invest in this form of an investment.
What are your expectations of your financial advisor?
See, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not a finance person. So obviously I need to 100% trust my financial advisor, and in return, I obviously expect that he does the best with my money, treats it as his own money in terms of my investment, not his investment.
Right.
And yeah, does great justice with it. And before investing, I've already shared my plans with him as to why I'm investing and what I'm expecting out of this investment later in the years to come. So I think from the expectation point of view, I really expect that he does a good job with my hard-earned money and gives me what I've expected from.
One place you've never invested in, and but would like to invest.
One place I've never invested in, Bitcoins. Because I just remembered a couple of days back, one of my friends, his machine got hacked. He had a ransomware,
Right.
correct? And he had to pay in 0.65 Bitcoins. And that's when I realized that, you should also have a nice investment of your Bitcoin so that when things like this happen, not that I want Bitcoins, but I think that's the safest and is a universal currency across the world and going forward, and the way internet is booming, I think that's the way forward in terms of investment. So yeah, Bitcoins is definitely something I'm looking at, mining for Bitcoins, yeah.
Okay. So what does your financial advisor need to do in order to get fired from you? I mean, what amount of investment should decline before you fired him?
See, very honestly, for me, investment per se, it's not, I will never fire a person based on decline in my investments, because I think he or she has never done it consciously, and it's obviously, as you know, they say mutual fund is subject to market risks and all that stuff. So I understand it's not his play, it's somebody else's play, and a lot of other variables in the market. But having said that, I think it's the attitude of my advisor is something. If the attitude is not correct, if I see even a percentage of mistrust, then I think that's the only reason I would probably fire the person. Okay. But not because of my portfolio sinking down. No, never.
Trust is the biggest factor.
I think trust is the biggest factor, yeah. Parting thought for my viewers, well, I would just like to say that investment is something you really need to do, and you should do it when you're able to do. I think the right age to do or start investing is 2025. And even if you don't have that kind of money, I think even a small investment of 500 to 1,000 rupees would be great, because it just builds up over the year and you never know when you might just need it, when that rainy day is going to come. So I think investment definitely is the key for future wealth creation. Second is, well, there's nothing called second. I think that's about it. Yeah, you should invest. Yeah, how you have to invest? Obviously, you need to get a very good or trusted wealth advisor for you. Otherwise, you wouldn't know where your money is going.
Thank you so much, Alifiya, for being with us.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much. Pleasure is all mine.